Good morning, FYI family, and welcome to FYI. Kevin Asana, Ann Evans, Jolly Anderson, Debbie Collins. Good morning to the first of you who are on with us this morning. We want to get the housekeeping matters out of the way, so we're going to ensure that we share the live and we smash that emoji button, good folks. Yeah, and if you guys, if you got it like that, we encourage you all to partner with us too. It helps to keep our program or broadcast going. So great to have each and every one of you on the live this morning. We are freshly back from Wakenaam, freshly back. And when I was at high school, I had a friend who was from Wakenaam. Lovely young lady. And I thought that Wakenaam was Timbuktu. When you're young and you know nothing. When you're young and you don't know anything. But not much has changed. Welcome, folks, wherever you're joining us from this morning. Whatever page you're joining us from, Vanessa Andrews, Tracy Clark, Karen McPherson. Hit that like button, hit that follow, that share button on whatever page or platform you're following us from. So I had a friend when I was at high school, as I said, who was from Wakenaam. A couple of us visited over the weekend, and I thought that Wakenaam was so far, folks. I thought that Wakenaam was so far. How are you guys doing this morning? From Perica, it's about a half hour. Could be less, could be a little more, depends on your boat captain. But I'm thankful for the good folks who took us and brought us back safely. Oh, we were on the water at about 6:30, 7 o'clock Saturday night, I think it was. Coming from Wakenaam. Lovely folks, beautiful people. Lovely food as well, if you all see me. 300 pounds later. Out here living my best life. Unicha Mona is here. Owen Rove is here. Sandra Ford, Edward Brooms. Marcia Jackman is here. Dolly Anderson is here as well. Marlon Jacobs is here as well. Folks, a very good morning to each and every one of you. Naomi Druck is here as well. My lips feel so dry. It's the times, folks. It's the times. Pinel Innes is here. Camille Cox, out of Region 6, is here as well. One of the hardest working councils we have. Good morning, Camille. How are you doing? Good to have you on the live this morning. Sabrina Blue is here. Gavin Jacobs. Ethelene Peters is here as well. We were so happy to be in Wakenaam over the weekend. Spoke with Auntie Data. Beautiful soul. A lot of fire in our belly at 77. And some of us won't give up. No, we can't give up now. We can't give up now. The night is young, folks. How can we give up now? The struggle is hard and difficult, but we can't give up now. We can talk about what some folks are saying about the cost of living. Oh, we're in a tough spot. Donna Joseph, Helen Collins, Margaret Nelson is here. Margaret, how are you doing? Janet Smith. No doubt Margaret has already been on her walk at a battery there in North Carolina. Already take up she walks, come back home, sipping something, and getting ready for the rest of the day. That's how you gotta do it. Live life on your terms. Too often we're living for the man. Leslie Hamilton. Onessa Wardy, Natasha Barker. How you folks are doing this morning from the 592 good old Guyana. Happy to have so many of you on the live this morning. Great to have you folks on the live this morning. Horace Calder, Debbie Collins, Waveney Doris, Sabrina Blue, Natisha Barker, Dan Abrams. Great to have you on the live. Gail Alicock, how are you doing, Gail? So many folks here with us this morning, and of course we got a couple of things to cover. It's not plenty. The first 15 folks, as we begin the day. Yolanda, good to see you there. Really hope you guys have had a good weekend. Debbie Collins, Loretta Argyle, really hope you guys have had a good weekend. What did you guys do this weekend? Where did you guys go this weekend? I took my son to the play park in Movie Town this weekend. He got an hour play there at the play park at Movie Town. And I realized, the old boy pushing on in age. Oh, you don't have the energy you used to have. Done with child making. You all try that. Leaving it to the younger folks like June Cameron, Yolanda. Leaving it to the younger folks now. Great to have you as well. Great to have you. How is Charlene doing? Is Charlene on this morning? Charlene from Providence, who followed me to Wakenaam. Met Charlene and her family last week. Put up with them again on the way to Wakenaam, folks. Right? Met her again in Wakenaam. How's my other sister currently in Wakenaam doing? Oh, the name is slipping me right now. Met another one of our ardent viewers, listeners in Wakenaam. Deslin. Deslin, how y'all doing? We got Deslin. Leslin Hamilton is on the line. Orella Garnett is on the line. Folks, all of you who help us out, go from month to month. Y'all know this is a labor of love. Waveney Doris, our condolences. Waveney says she buried her sister-in-law on Saturday. May her soul rest in peace, indeed, Waveney. May her soul rest in peace. Sonia Maxey Cobb is on the live as well, out of Maryland. In the USA, Claire Alexis Chang Richmond, joining us from Brooklyn, where Deslin is from. Met Deslin in Wakenaam over the weekend too, doing some good for the children there. And the folks in Wakenaam told us that Deslin always comes back and do something for the community there. Yep. Always comes back. Folks, as we begin our morning program, smash that emoji button for us. Smash it for us. We're looking tin right now. Share the live as well. We look a little tin. Oh, blackouts, you name it. Blackouts, you name it. Peeping Tom column out of Kaieteur News is very interesting. It's instructive. As we begin Monday, the 15th day of April, half of it is gone, folks. So if they got some things you got to do, you got to pick up the pace a little bit. Half of it is gone. We're getting a little flicker. I don't know what's causing that. Help us out, guys, if you can. We got a little flicker. Half of it is gone already. It's the 15th day of April, heading into May, June. And so much, in front of us. So much. So we're looking at this Peeping Tom column out of Kaieteur News. And Peeping Tom takes aim at what's happening in the power sector. And part of what Peeping Tom says this morning is required reading, folks. I'm recommending the column to you, folks. The header for the column is a crisis in governance. That's what Peeping Tom says. This is a crisis in governance. I'm sparing no words, mincing no words. We're telling you what Peeping Tom said. This is not the, what do you call it? It's not the New Nation out of the PNCR. No, it's not. Right? It's not a New Nation out of the PNCR. It's Kaieteur News. Very good journalism. We get on the Kaieteur News. Very, very good journalism. And Peeping Tom takes aim at what's been happening in the power sector, folks. And I want to just touch on some of it for you. been saying here over and over again. It's what Laurie Alexander used to say years ago. Under this regime, nothing irregular. Do you remember that? Oh, we stand on the shoulders of some giants in this business of information. We're standing on the shoulders of some giants. We had Laurie Alexander long before there was in the ring, below the belt, for information, FYI. We had the Basil Bradshaws of this world, the Clem Davids of this world, the Laurie Alexander. Huh? What more was it? I'm seeing his face. Legendary broadcasters. You remember those days? Roger Moore. We stand on the shoulder of those folks. And Laurie Alexander used to say, nothing irregular. I know Basil Bradshaw is still on. Has come back now on the social media. Proper with a bang. Welcome back. Basil B. Nothing irregular. Remember, Laurie Alexander used to say, nothing irregular. Good folks? That's what tell you what the man used to say. And in this piece over the weekend, let me make sure we have all the pieces right here. Forgive me, I'm coming off a little bit. Yeah. Make sure everything connected. Give us what we did. Yeah. Nothing irregular. Then we said nothing. And part of what Peeping Tom says this morning, it is becoming evident that the root of this electricity crisis under the PPP lie not solely within the country's energy infrastructure, but is deeply entrenched within the nation's governance. It is not just unique. That's what they're saying basically. Excuse me. It's not just unique to what you're seeing here at GPL, but it's a general crisis. Folks, give us a quick sec. Give us a quick sec. But it's a general crisis. Do we have agreement, folks? Or Kaieteur and Peeping Tom telling the truth? I don't want to believe that. I have no cause to believe that. No cause whatsoever to believe that. Because largely, we have all been experiencing these problems. Largely, we've all been experiencing these issues. So I have no reason to believe that Peeping Tom is saying anything that you and I don't know to be true. No, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, so I want to give you just some of what, good folks, not all, just some of what Peeping Tom has been saying. I want to rehearse some of what Peeping Tom has been saying, because Peeping Tom has been talking the things. He says the energy infrastructure problems is not just unique to the sector, but is deeply entrenched within the nation's governance. And Peeping Tom goes on to say in this morning's column, at the heart of this issue is the glaring failure of governance. In governance. That sound familiar, Pamela Sanchari? Pamela, how are you doing? At the heart of this issue is the glaring failure in governance, where poor planning and a lack of foresight has led to a catastrophic. some people say catastrophic mismanagement in the country's electricity sector. That's what Peeping Tom is saying this morning. Among other things, at the heart of this issue of the blackouts, persistent, consistent blackouts, is a glaring failure in the governance of the PPP. Poor planning, lack of foresight has led to this catastrophic mismanagement of the country's electricity sector. Do you agree? Does that sound familiar? That does sound familiar. And I like that Peeping Tom in his or her own deliberate judgment has made certain deductions. This is not the key out of the lines for change or PR publication, literature publication. It's not a new nation. It's not a Catholic standard. No. Here's what Peeping Tom said has led to some of this. He said one of the most glaring manifestation of this governance crisis is the concentration of power among a select group of individuals, leading to decision-making bottlenecks and the dearth of effective action. Instead of empowering the subject minister, Peeping Tom says, instead of empowering the subject minister to lead the charge in finding solutions, decision-making appears to be tightly controlled within a small circle. You know what Peeping Tom means here? It's friends, family, favorites, and flatterers. That is what Peeping Tom is getting at. Instead of the subject minister empowered to tackle the issues, find solutions, decision-making is controlled within a small cabal. A small cabal. And the Matson, the more they talk. Beatrice says the screen is frozen. Beatrice, you see us? The Mats not Matson. And I'm happy folks like Peeping Tom, in their own deliberate judgment, has an understanding of what's happening. Because in addition to that, in this morning's column, Peeping Tom, this crisis of governance, Peeping Tom says the president's attempt to shift blame onto the previous administration, this new AFC, only serves to highlight the inherent contradictions within Ali's own arguments. Because while criticizing the APNU AFC government for failing to invest in additional generating capacity, the PPPC administration itself has been unable to significantly bolster the country's electricity infrastructure since assuming office. So what are they talking about? Peeping Tom goes on to say that this failure to anticipate and to plan for the exponential increase in Guyana's energy demand, particularly in light of the country's burgeoning oil and non-oil sectors, speaks volumes about the systematic governance failures of the PPP. Gloria Chester, I know that might resonate with you. Beatrice Selby, I know that might resonate with you. Leslyn Hamilton. Consistently, we've said here, and we've asked the question, is anything working in Guyana? 4 years in, APNU AFC is to be blamed for blackouts. There's a headline in Chronicle or CN about APNU AFC failing agriculture sector. 4 years in. Oh. Oh, but people seeing the light and seeing through these lies. Ivan Leacock, Delrose Beaton. Is anything working under this government? You pick a sector: agriculture, Gaisuko, sugar, the power sector. Well, that's on full display. Infrastructure, they build a road now. Tomorrow it starts crumbling. Just last week, we saw them digging up a recently paved road. Why? Corruption. That's why. Poorly built roads, carnage on the roads, violence against women and girls. Look what's happening in our schools. Look what's happening in our society on the whole. Is anything working in this country? Vashti Magnan said they're gambling with our money. So this is some of what Peeping Tom said over the weekend about where we are. Crisis in governance. Making the point that it's not only in the power generation sector, the energy sector. And they're hoping, part of what Peeping Tom says in this column, they're hanging their hopes on two projects riddled with controversy. Riddled with controversy. The Milo Falls project. And then you got the Wales Gas to Shore. The Wales Gas to Shore project is going to be the single largest investment this country's ever made in a project. It's well over $1 billion US already. How much is $1 billion US? You do the calculation. Single largest. And it don't have problems. One, it has been delayed. Anything riddled with corruption, going to have problems. Two, one of the contractors on the project suing us. Suing us $50 million a day. But we are hanging our hat on these two projects to save us from what Peeping Tom is calling the ineptitude and incompetence of the current government. Leslie Hamilton says enough zeros. $1 billion plus US. Enough zeros. Well, that says it all. Folks, we're working in this country. What is working? What? What is working? Well, as I did say, when we started Claire Cumberbatch, when we started our program, Shelley Douglas, Elise Williams, or is it LC? When we started our broadcast, told you guys that we were in Wakenaam over the weekend. I was accompanied by MP Ganesh Mahi Paul, who might or might not be on the light this morning. I haven't caught all the names. Might be on the light this morning. And also I was accompanied by MP Ricky Dinarayan Ramsaruk, not a member of parliament. And as I said, we spoke with Auntie Dacha. You have to join us tonight for that. But a small island like Wakenaam is riddled with white elephants, compliments of the PPP. Riddled with white elephants, compliments of the PPP. Folks, we spoke with one resident who told us of a quote-unquote pump station. It's trouble. What is working in this country? The PPP seems to be a catalogue of unfortunate projects, poor project execution. A catalogue of that. Take a look and take a listen. Some of what we learned in Wakenaam over the weekend.
The two things we are looking at here, President, we're standing here on a Sanssouci street. And this street take it down to another street at the back here. But the government then, the PPP, see it fit to encroach on this plot of land, which is a street, and build this proposed pump station. This pump station they built, and we told them you cannot build it here. They insist on to build this pump station here when we have a pump station at Nikodak. They didn't buy that product, but what happened later, they spent $60 million in building this pump station, and if we look at it presently, the door is closed and everything is finished there. We asked many times, what will happen to the pump station that you have started here? Nobody looking at it.
So this pump station doesn't work?
No, it never worked.
How long was this built here?
This was built during the PPP, 2012, 2013.
2012, 2013, and this pump station doesn't function?
No, never functioned a day.
And this is but a room. Basically, I'm not too sharp at measurements, but this is a small building. It could be a guard hut if you don't know what's behind here. And you're telling me, what's the cost of it? I'm bracing myself.
Oh, $60 million.
$60 million.
It was told.
So what we see here?
We seen a small building there.
Let me try to get it a little closer. You can see right there. Let me get it a little closer.
We don't know what is inside.
It's a secret.
Yeah, apparently.
So you're telling me $60 million. So what are we seeing here?
$60 million left idle.
This is but a room here.
Yeah.
I don't even want to answer what the measurement is because I might lead you all astray with that. But this is a simple room, as it were.
Yeah.
I don't think you could fit a bed in there properly.
No.
Never worked a day.
The only thing happened there, they drilled. And I think they seal it off. Drill and seal. And that's it. There's no pump in there.
And $60 million.
$60 million.
And basically a white elephant.
It is.
Never functioned a day.
Never functioned. You see, the only thing with it, there's a white elephant, but you got a little blue on it. So, I don't know when the minister would look at it. Perhaps they would spend some more money on it so somebody can have some money.
Trying to get a little closer. Give you guys another angle. $60 million, the gentleman is selling us. Was used to build this. And he's saying, never worked a day. Around 2012, 2013, there's a door there. That's the extent of it right there. Never worked a day. I'm seeing some piping running at the back there. Some pipes there. Our brother says $60 million. Grass is on the ground here. All manner of things. Little room. $60 million. Heading back out. This has never concerned the residents here, you know.
The residents read this on a number of occasions, but it's no avail. Nobody come back to investigate or see what they would do with it. But the last thing happened that they dig a well at Nikodak, where the old well is, and they were hoping, according to the president, we'll have treated water. But there's a big question mark, when?
Yeah.
But the water is a very poor quality of water, very, very poor quality.
Yeah. There you have it, folks. And that's just one, folks, of the white elephants. Little island of Wakenaam. Just one of the white elephants. You got to join us tonight for some more of those white elephants, and also, folks, for our talk, our interview with Auntie Data, who are trying to victimize that 77-year-old beautiful woman who said if one vote people got lose by in Wakenaam, I'm going to be she vote because she's not voting for them no more. Now they're trying to victimize Auntie Data. Why telephone? Several of them we saw across Wakenaam. Several of them. Money for the boys, friends, family, and favorites. And that is what Peeping Tom is talking about this morning. He says a small cabal in a cabal. Last week, during the Alliance for Change press conference, former Minister of Public Infrastructure, it's now Ministry of Public Works, David Patterson, walked us through some of these projects under PPP that have failed. It's just a smattering, a smattering of these projects. Take a look at some of what David said last week.
The fact speaks for themselves. Name anyone in any project in the history of the PPP from 1992 to now that has ever been completed when they on time. Cemetery Road is still going, not completed. Conversation 3 is still going, not completed. The airport, they took it back over, it's not completed. You mean Marriott? The last time they tried to do a power station is in end of 2015 Freedom Hoop. We had to complete it, and that took a year after thing. They took the generators that we bought in Garden Eden, it took them 2 years to complete it. So the idea of us of the project being on time and will be completed by 2025, poppycock. And you know what? They now realize how serious, and this is something divine which we have to look for. And I warned, just like Vince, I told you about when I get to GPL, I remind you. Well, what is happening? And I was in candid discussions with persons involved in the project. I don't want to call their names because it's very vindictive government. And they were saying to me that they are trying to use substandard equipment. This is particularly in line with the transmission and distribution network. Obviously, they're trying to rush. The quality equipment takes 18 months, a year to be built. That's what they're trying to find substitutes.
Yeah. So again, David making the point there that these guys, they're not too sound in this area. Projects, big projects seems to be the kind of don't have the knack for it, don't have the competence for it. No, as we were there in Wakenaam, folks, we covered some other folks. So there's a flooding issue in Wakenaam. Yep, one of the coca there, they've not been attending to the door. The NDC, Neighborhood Democratic Council there in Wakenaam is managed, it's led by the PPP. I'm using that word lead broadly, because it seemed to be just moving along on its own, no direction. So they've had a flooding issue recently where the coca door broke away, and of course people's lives are going to be affected by that. And we caught up with some of the folks to ask them, what's happening? Yeah. People are being abandoned by this government. Abandoned. Again, coming back to what Peeping Tom said in that column this morning, crisis in governance is but a small cabal of them. A small cabal of them. That is the trouble that you have. That is leading to this, as Peeping Tom put it, catastrophic mismanagement. Right? A select group of individuals, Peeping Tom says. Select group that has led to all of these bottlenecks you're having in the system. So listen to what one person told us about the flooding situation there in Wakenaam. Take a listen. Take a look.
Me affected, terrible me affected because the whole back flood out. 2 chicken dead yesterday. two big chicken dead yesterday. And the rest then they don't know, then they call them and know what will happen with them, they go dead or what, because we keep steady. This is something steady happen.
I was about to ask you that.
This is something steady happen here because they got a tenant there at the coca there. And if you got a tenant there and you got your farm at the back there and you want to take in the sweet water in your farm, you have to consult the tenant so that how where the water too tight and them gonna know how to monitor the door, to bring the door up, for let it we not get the flood here. So when then I go to the tenant when it don't do good, then cut up the man and tell the man if you got place back there or whatever and the man left the thing just like that and them come and then lift and then a concern what happened back here with how it is here. The last time 20 duck chicken when my son go and buy till the west coast and bring them all the next morning dead out.
Wow.
All the duck dead out.
So the folks you said who doing this mischief here with the cocoa, who are these people?
Them are the people who got the land at the back there. Them name what them title?
Oh, they're farmers.
Them are farmer there, but me not remember the name. At this time, me not remember the name. But that the problem what we got at this coca here because them say you know got land back there, and them do what they want for do when they come at the coca there. Them open and lift them to a stage that where they must get
Maximum amount of water.
maximum of water. And when it come, a lucky thing we throw this down, we take Heimack and pay Heimack and throw this down, and say we will flood right here. But so we not get the flood here.
Wow.
But at the back there, we get the flood.
Are you getting any advice, any guidance from maybe the council here?
Not all. No advice from nobody. You go, you tell them, them a ride a road. They're not coming to see what take place back here. Them a ride a road. When you got ranger, you ride a road. Ranger got to go what? Say go check what part. Ranger ride a road.
Clearly you're upset by this.
Yeah, me very upset because me things them are dead out.
Time and again when you flooded out here.
When they flooding out.
Wow. What would you like to see happen ultimately?
Me like to say that see that things do the right way. See that them come and do, they got a man there will look after the coca, go to the man, very simple. Now ridicule the man and tell the man this and tell the man that you got land and this and that. Then a cast for all of that. Limit the coca, man. Limit it how we can get affection here. But who you tell?
And there's no compensation.
No compensation, no way.
Wow. How much might you estimate your damages here to if you had to put a price in it?
So if me have to put a price on it, but because if you're there mine now you gotta buy feed and you gotta buy this and you gotta buy that, must about $200,000.
Yeah, that's some of that, folks. That's what she said. And you heard the resignation in her voice. Who are you gonna tell? Who are you gonna tell? You got a PPP managed neighborhood democratic council. But listen to her resignation. Who you can tell? Them are coming and look for see nothing. Them are ride the road. People in this country are being forsaken. And you heard her response to what do you want to see happen? And her response is the response of every Guyanese across the political divide and social divide. I want to see things go right. That's what she said. I want to see things go right. And that's not too much to ask for. Charlene, Gwyneth, Beryl. I want to see things go right. Naomi says that nobody marks safe from the PPP, not even their own supporters. True words, Naomi Drucker, have never been spoken. Nobody marked safe from the PPP, even their own supporters. I don't know who this woman voted for. I didn't want to assume. But she said the NDC there in Wakenaam, they were right the road. They were right the road. I have no doubt. A lot of folks got a lot of phone calls for the rest of this week. You got to tune in tonight. More concerns of the citizens in Wakenaam. And also, as I said, we spoke to Auntie Data, reassuring her of our support. We're going back shortly to Wakenaam, among other places in that beautiful region there. India, Sikibo River. We're going back. Got lots of people to see and things to discuss. Folks, there's a lot happening in this country. And we not only say on social media and do this work, but in this business, I'm doing the work of a parliamentarian, of a commentator, hosting these programs to you, bringing you valid and credible information. And when we say to you, partner with us, this is what we do. We can't walk from Georgetown to Wakenaam. We got to pursue the truth wherever it leads. And I love doing this. If I could blank you all, don't even need to be on social media. I could be in the fields talking to people every day. That's what I like doing. Being on the ground. Seeing what's happening with our people. How they're getting on. In this little Dubai. And you see, managed by the people, you can't even fix a coca door. And friends, family, and favorites who big and powerful can go and bully the sluice attendant. Bully the coke attendant because they want more water in the land. You can't tell them nothing. The larger in charge. And the small man always feeling the pain. Always feeling the pain. And we only talk thus far about Peeping Tom and the crisis in governance. Well, we noticed some folks flitting around over the weekend. Minister of Communities, it used to be. Local government now. Flitting around. You know? I learned very early in life. Friends, Margaret, Gwyneth, Marlene. I learned very, very early, they say. Very early I learned. Right? That movement, that's what the folks tell us. Movement is not the same as progress. Movement is not the same as progress. So I saw the Honorable Sonia Parag flitting around over the weekend. Every time I see former Mayor Patricia Chase Green, not in red, in anything marked PPP, is crawl my skin. Because I sat next to Patricia Chase Green for 3 years at City Hall. And here how she cost them for so. Cost them for so. Isn't there a parable when a dog eats up his own vomit? Isn't there a parable about that? You know, she cost them like that. But I wonder when Sonia walk around, what people telling her. Clearly she went to Wakenaam of recent. When Sonia walking around, what people telling Sonia? It looks as though we only covered 2 things this morning. Peeping Tom and Sonia. When Sonia them flitting around, what people telling them? Is it a case where they're in a bubble and people telling them what they want them to hear? Because Sonia Parak, the Honorable Minister, she should be in touch with the people more than any other minister at the local level, because she's the Minister of Local Government after all. And regional development. She's taken over from your boy. He couldn't keep himself to himself. And out he went. Now we hear he's getting big contracts. Is what the company name again? Big contracts. Yeah. That's how they penalize for the things he's accused of doing. He's alleged to have done. See, that's the contrition for you. So when Sonia flitting about, what are people telling her? Brian, Shirlene, Latchman, Diane, what are people telling her? It's interesting, you know. They want to talk about roads and bridges, which are not even being done properly. But roads and bridges development got to be more than that. Of course, because the PP, if anybody know you can't eat roads. This was their major refrain under the last government. You can't eat roads. So when they run into Cuba and they say, look, we fixing it, we cleaning your drains, or look, we taking out the grass and putting concrete, are the lives of people being improved? When we go to East Ramville, when we go to Lane Avenue, I love that work is being done in those areas. As any government should be working in every area in this country. But are the lives of people being improved? Right? That's pretty interesting. Very interesting. Every Monday, Stabroek News publishes an article. How the cost of living affecting people. They've done 71 editions of it. 71 weeks of it. That's how many months? Divide by 4. It's how many months? Amit Cecil says no water in Madia. No water in Madia, says Amit Cecil. There's a lot happening. This week, Kaieteur News spoke to a number of folks from a place called Bareroot. Right? So they probably don't talk to these people clearly. So they don't talk to them clearly. But Stabroek News spoke to them. And every week they take on a community to hear some of what the people have been saying. So they're probably talking to these people. So we're watching it, folks. It's a lot. It's a lot we got to deal with. And these people spoke their heart. Some of them said nothing and regular. We flicker in, but we can get through. Cardinal James, for instance. Hear what Cardinal told. Some of what Cardinal told Stabroek News. Foreigners just get 10 times more than what Guyanese being paid. And he made a direct reference to Exxon. Right? Amit again says here, distracting me, 70 million fund park for Maria, but then getting water. Cardinal James, 47 years old, he said foreigners getting paid 10 times. He said, I have witnessed this at Exxon. Guyanese who are qualified are not being paid like how foreigners are being paid. The cost of living hard, Cardinal James says. It's hard. Right. That's what he said to Stabroek News. Light bill alone to kill you. That's, I'm quoting. Light bill alone to kill you. Light bill alone is kill you. Hope you all sharing the live so that others get valid and credible information. The light bill alone, water rate. Listen to what Cardinal says. The water rate of beat you like eel. I'm quoting. Guyana Anderson, Kyle Bino, water rate of beat you like eel. That's what he said. What are we going to do? Remember the woman in Wakenaam? Who are you going to tell? You got all these problems. PPP control NDC. Who you gonna tell? Colonel James saying the same thing. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Cost of living hard. He says hard to get a permanent job in Guyana. Your salary might meet 80 to 90,000. Listen to what he says here. And you're gonna know if it's lie or true. Colonel James says most work available is armed guard and security work. Bareroot, Colonel James. Most work available is armed guard. He said, I'm a certified electrician. And to get work, you have to know people to get certain work. If you don't know people, you can't get work. That sounds familiar to me. Does it sound familiar to you? From Bareroot, Tanya Thompson says, I've been trying to cope with the rising cost of living. Lynette Zaffa, good to see you on the live, Lynette. Claire Cumberbatch, Neon Harding, Sukshan Sudhari, Tanya Thompson says, I've been trying to cope. I'm living with my spouse and 3 children. And when my husband receives his salary every fortnight, I go to the shop to purchase grocery. Every time I go to the shop, Tanya says, the cost of living always increasing. The price differs every time. She says. She didn't talk to New Nation. She didn't talk to the key, Jurita, MP Jurita Finance on the live this morning. She spoke to Stabroek News. Every time the price increasing. It differs every time. I used to buy saltfish for $300 to $600. Now saltfish costs $1,000. Well, that saltfish is Mr. Saltfish. Saltfish costs $1,000. I used to buy a 3-liter bottle of oil before, right, for $1,200. So now I'm buying coconut oil. Tanya Thompson from Bareroot for $1,700. But listen to this. Tanya says, I think sugar scarce now because the cost has increased in the shops. And she is the second person in this interview with Stabroek News who spoke about sugar. Sugar growing here, producing here. Tanya said, I think sugar scarce because the cost has increased. A pound of sugar before cost $100. Now it's $2.80 and $2.60. And some shops want $3.60 for a pound of sugar. Yolanda said I paid $1,200 for saltfish. Sanborn said, don't say 40. Naomi said, not sugar that the PP said doing well. Tanya said sugar was $100 a pound. Now a pound of sugar is $2.80, $2.60. Some shops $3.60. Says Mr. Saltfish. Mr. Sugar. Mr. Sugar. That's what Tanya says. Devon Joseph, not a Bareroot resident. This resident says prices of food items have increased in the market. Vegetables, right? Vegetables gone up. The prices vary. A couple of months back, a pound of plantain was 100 and something. Now a pound is 260. Folks, I brought back some plantains that folks gifted us from Wakenaam. My God, I cherish them. gifted us some plantings. I'm cherishing them. Devon said planting 100 a pound it used to be. Now it's 260. A liter of oil costs 400. Now it's 600 in the shop. Everything increased. Everything increased. The citizen of Bareroot says, Devon Joseph. See, when Sonia Parag and Green and them flitting about, what people telling them? Yeah. Good job. Is that what people telling them? Well done. Alicia Williams, not a resident from Beirut. She has a shop there. And Alicia says the price of items increasing and people don't have enough money to purchase them. That's what she says. The price increasing, people don't have money for the items. She says some are sold at high prices at the shop. People's salary not increasing. That's what she said. Alicia Williams. The price range in the shop, quote unquote, not easy. People, when they are short on money to pay for the items, I can't send them back. She said, I see with them. As a business owner, that's a good thing. She said, I see with them when they get short money. I see with them. When you go to the shop with 5,000 and you're going home with a black bag, you don't realize. She said, a little black bag, you're going home with money finish. 5,000, you got a little bag. A little bag. The cost of living is affecting everyone in this country. Alicia Williams says. Half bag of sugar before cost about 5,000. Half bag of sugar. 5,000 and something. Now half bag is 7.5. A 10 kg Caribbean rice was about 1,600 and something. Now the cost is 2,100. And rice doing so well. Rice doing so well. Half bag of sugar was 5,000 something. It's now 7.5. 10 kg Caribbean rice. This is the grocer speaking. Say I own a small shop. When people come with short money, I got to see with them. Yeah. That's the cost of living, folks, in Little Dubai. And we run the list. Stabroek News interviewed about 15 persons. I think we were just able to touch on 3 of them. But the time is against us. Drury says cooking oil is a big man in Guyana also. Cooking oil is a big man in Guyana also. I got passed by the market. Check some of these prices for myself. Cooking oil is a big man. That's what she says. Yeah. Sadly, that's the state of affairs in our beautiful country. And we can get a chance to touch on a number of other things. Want to touch on this morning. Had a full plate, but the cost of living really lashing people. We didn't talk about this crash that happened over the weekend. This soldier that succumbed at Chakama. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. More ganja planting here than rice and sugar combined. More marijuana and cocaine Guns being found in abandoned houses like nothing now. Bullying in our schools. Queenstown. Secondary school in the news. A brutal beating on a student. Ministry said they're taking it seriously. Ministry said they're taking it seriously. An alleged gang rape at Port Kaieteur of a 15-year-old. These are some of the things we're contending with. And then Guyana lost a big businessman over the weekend, guy truck owner, Harish Narain, Chinese, better known as Harish Narain Sugrim. Because we've been consumed with blackouts this morning. And that Peeping Tom column in today's Kaieteur News. And what Stabroek News said about cost of living. We had so many other things to talk about this morning. But the time is gone from us, folks. Join us tonight. We're going to be looking at some other white elephants in Wakenaam and also talking with Auntie Data. I bet some of us had the strength, like Auntie Data, to stand up against these boys. The strength to do it. When we talk about some more of the white elephants. The white elephants of Wakenaam. We're going to be talking about some more of them. The white elephants of Wakenaam, folks. Sandra Hanover, Eva Mattis, Kenrick and Hazel, Marlin, and all the other folks who've joined us this morning. We've done the hour. We've given you guys back your time. We're fresh off of our visit at Wakenaam, folks. And this is what we mean when we talk about credible, valid information. Right? Sometimes the informations come to you, but more time than we can count. More times than we can count. We got to go to the information. And I want to encourage you folks. I want to encourage you good folks to partner with us. $10 a month. A handful of folks have done it. Would help us to do more. Get out there in the fields and get the valid, credible information on your behalf. You can see that link passing by in the comment section. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it, folks. Right? You can see that link flitting by. Don't ignore it. Totally. And you don't concern yourself too much. When you say Margaret giving a beer up, Brenda, Jennifer, Hazel, and everybody. Right? We're asking you $10 a month. If you click on that link and you donate $10, automatically, you ain't got to think about it going forward. Right? It'll be taken out of your Visa or your credit card, whatever the case may be. $10 a month. It'll happen automatically. And that's going to help us afar because we got so much to cover. I think it's one thing going wrong in this country. Don't take me word for it. Read Peeping Tom this morning. You think it's one thing going wrong? We want you to get all of it. Valid, credible information. Folks, that's going to do it from us. At the end, Claire Cumberbatch, Hazel, Vera McIntyre, Martin Thomas, Lakshman Aziz, Abira, and all the other folks join us. Margaret Nelson, good to have you on the live this morning. Martin Thomas, good to see you there. And all the other suspects. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you guys in the next one. Stay safe.